Happy Halloween! This week we discuss the 2020 body swap horror comedy Freaky. I'm Chad.
I'm Matt.
This is episode 79 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. Alright, so first off the bat, I want to welcome Amy back.
Hello.
Do you have some good therapeutic words for us before we get going?
Good therapeutic words. It has been a little nutty lately. I'm not going to lie. I think full moon and, people need to be upping up their game. Things are getting darker.
Can you use a word like nutty in your profession?
Not generally during sessions. I try not to.
Okay.
Crazy and nutty are kind of off the table.
That's the thing I've been seeing lately in like movies and stuff and TV shows, and be like, "Oh, I'm crazy." Like, we don't use that word.
We don't use that word. Nope. Hard pass.
So, what word do you replace crazy with? Unstable.
Stable is a good one. Neurotypical.
Okay.
Or neuroatypical, I guess, if you were trying to describe somebody that was not.
Sounds like when I hear that expression, I think of the autism spectrum.
It could be. It's a
That
more
reminds me
generic
of
term.
Baby Boy, the movie where he's like, "We don't say the B word anymore. We say unstable creatures." So instead of crazy, we want to come up with a new word that we can say.
Neurotypical.
We should.
Okay.
We'll work on it.
We're gonna get it and coin it. Make some TikToks of it.
There you go.
Randomly, our TikToks are doing quite well when we talk about video games.
Speaking of that, I played a little bit of Cyberpunk. I played one mission. I'm halfway in the mission, and I was like, it's a real in-depth game where like storylines and stuff. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about this story. I just need to get to the end. And it's so hard to make money and stuff. And like, there's like couple missions where I need money for. So now I gotta do these like side quests when you're like delivering shit and driving all over the map.
You being an Uber and shit, not an Uber, a Grubhub.
Stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I started it and I was like, yeah, this ain't it. So I just saved it and I jumped off.
Hey, like I told you last week, Matt. I know I bought you the game. I know I sent you the game. I'm not gonna be upset if you stop playing the game.
I told you, I'm going to complete it. Now, how long it's going to take me to do this? Who knows? But I will get through it.
Okay. I want to also two things. So I did an update on all of my shit. This is at the time of the posting of this episode. This is available to everyone that has all the necessary pieces. But I updated my phone and my computer. And for the YouTube people, they'll see my camera just shifted. Or did it? Yeah, it's slightly better. Slightly.
Oh, there we go.
Slightly, So this
there you go. You look crispier.
Thank you. That's the word I use. That's the word I use. So this is using the back camera on my phone. And so like it's got like the tracking to where, it's following me.
Oh, like Ariel had.
Yeah. I do like a studio light where it like simulates like a ring light, or I could like turn that tracking shit off and then I'm back here. But we're gonna put that back on. But yeah, so I'm playing around with that. I bought like a little mount that we asked for one for free, but they didn't look at our messages. But I bought the mount, and so yeah, I'm gonna try this out, and also because all this is probably gonna get cut. So as you guys know, I spent some time in California, last month, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that time changed me. I'm a different person now than I was when I went to California. And so
you smoke weed now?
I don't smoke weed now. Well, not yet, I guess, huh? But, we were at the store and I grabbed, Kombucha. And I've never had it before. Have you, Matt?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like it's a bubbly probiotic tea for a happy gut. And this is the holiday cheers version. So on air, I'm going to try some, and so is Amy. and we're gonna tell you what this shit's like, cause I've experienced California. I am excuse me, I'm world weary now.
You're cultured now.
I'm cultured. I've experienced things. Maybe I ate an ass or two while I was out there. Who knows, Amy?
Nobody knows.
What other things do cultured people do? I ate some cheese. I had some brie.
Why would you do that?
Cause I hate my guts.
Oh,
but
Bobby.
this will help with that.
Oh, there you go. I have some brie in the fridge.
We're gonna be real white.
Are we not kombucha people?
So, a while ago, I bought some sparkling pumpkin cider juice, and this is what it kind of tastes like.
I'm still thinking about what you said. It's like, yeah, I went to California. Did you smoke weed? Nah, I ate some ass though.
I had a vegan burger, That's the same thing.
Right.
So what do you think, Amy?
It tastes a little like cleaner.
But it's
Like
for
there's a little lemony, I feel like.
It's for a happy gut.
Well, I don't know that my guts are interested in that kind of happy.
As someone with an unhappy gut.
I know. An atypical gut.
There you go.
See?
There you go.
See?
There you go. There you go.
Gonna make it come out.
I just don't know, man. I don't know, but it was okay. Like,
It's all right.
it was like almost $4. So this is not something that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a kombucha guy. But yeah, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, I'm just reading up on it. Yeah, it's supposed to help you with your digestive system. Okay. Mushrooms, tea fungus. Gotcha.
I should actually see if.
Nice. Something in there surely you're allergic to and you're going to
Right.
like just start swelling
I was
throughout
like,
the
hold on,
podcast.
what? I should really check the Crohn's forums to see if that's like some okay shit to drink.
Yeah, right.
I'm probably gonna fucking like have a bleeding colon now.
Great. You're ready.
Oh, they even sell hard
did you do?
kombucha. What they sell 5% alcohol.
Why? Fucking why? But Amy,
Yes.
so you've been making a lot of preparations for Halloween around your house and
I
with
have
your
been.
kids and stuff. Can you tell us
Yes.
about that?
So actually, it was 2 weekends ago. My kids went with their old babysitter out to her sister's farm, which is like 2 hours away or
She has
whatever.
a farm.
She's got a farm. She's got like a petting zoo and everything. She's
Oh.
got like animals and things like that. And
It's
I guess
like it's open to the public. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they've got like emus. They've got obviously a bunch of cats. She's got a bunch of dogs, but she's also got like horses and ponies and llamas and all sorts of other things. And she also have a little pumpkin farm. So they went and got pumpkins and painted them. Well, the pumpkins were left out in the rain and thus all of the paint washed off. So they actually brought the pumpkins over and we had gone to Spirit Halloween and gotten a bunch of the carving kits. So we carved pumpkins on Saturday, on Thursday night this week, which was lovely. Except that apparently, even though my children are 16 and almost 13, I still wind up scooping the insides of pumpkins because they're grossed out by them.
That's what mom is for.
Apparently.
Yeah, I still need to do that. Like, we haven't carved any pumpkins yet.
Well, then it got up to like almost 80 degrees today, and I'm pretty sure there was a squirrel gnawing on something outside, so it's only a matter of time until they're covered in fungus, I'm sure.
That sounds gross, but I'm happy for you.
I'm more happy about the inside decorations. I have gotten a lot more festive on the inside through shopping for random things.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I allow my children to decorate some things, but they each wanted to have certain Halloween decor in their room this year as well. So I got some, one of the most disturbing things is, I'm looking at right now, it looks like a newspaper clipping that says bodies of missing kids found in Derry City sewer system from the Derry Herald. So obviously it's referencing it. There's like the balloons in the side. So I have that over my fireplace because that way everybody was like, why do you have that? That's such a weird thing to put up unless they know the movie and they get it.
Yeah.
Cult classics. Maybe. Is it cult classic?
It made a lot of money.
It did make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's my big outlet. I have little spiders everywhere in my house but they're fancy spiders. They're glittery.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
They're purple and gray. It's a lot.
But they're fancy because they're glittery, so it's not scary.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm certain we will not find all of them to put them all away, which means I'm going to just have spiders around my house until next year, which is fine.
Y'all gonna be, observing Martin Luther King Day, and a spider just gonna pop out.
Truth. But it'll be a glittery spider, so it'll be fine.
Very festive
It
for
is.
that specific holiday.
Yeah. Truth.
Also, there's free food around these parts.
There is one of the most exciting parts of my week. So even though it was a little bit on the atypical side lately, there is a new place coming around, and apparently it's not just here that's becoming new. It's a lot around like the St. Louis, Southern Illinois area, Hawaiian Brothers, and they were giving away free food yesterday and today. So I had the huli huli chicken, and they had Dole Whip, which I love, which is dairy free, low calorie, fat free. It's lovely, but they ran out today. But free food for the last 2 days, and then it opens on Monday.
Yeah, I got the Honolulu plate. It was good stuff. I know there's also one in North County. I was out with my mom last week, and we saw it, like the line was wrapped around the building into the street. It wasn't that bad at the one we by.
Are they giving samples, or are they giving whole meals?
Whole meal.
Plates. Full plates.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was good too. Like, I would definitely give them some. I don't wait. Let me rephrase that. I don't know how much this food costs, but if it's reasonable, I would give them money. Like, it's really good.
Minus, I probably wouldn't get. They had like a cold macaroni salad, which was surprising because I thought it looks like macaroni and cheese, and then you go to dig in and it's cold. There's also some like Spam thing.
Yeah, I really like Spam, and they had it was like Spam wrapped in rice, kind of like sushi, sort of. Mm-hmm. It was quite good.
Yeah, I hear the Spam is big in Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like an island, so it's like that's
keeps pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to see.
You guys like big Spam people?
I've only had fried Spam, like cooked Spam, like not straight from a can. So
that was the first time I've ever had Spam. Was today. It was quite salty.
Yeah. You gotta get they got different flavors. You gotta get that hot and spicy Spam. Fire. They also got like a teriyaki one. They have all different types of flavors. The original one, garbage. Don't eat that one. That's a salty one and stuff. But the hot and spicy one, yeah, take it out, fry it up. Put that on a sandwich or something, and you good to go.
Okay, I don't know how old this menu is, but I just found one online because I can't see a menu on the website. But so a small plate is $6.50, a medium plate is $8.50, and a large plate, which we got, would be $11.50.
Which we had that for lunch and dinner.
Yeah,
technically. So
yeah. Split it up.
Yeah.
It was.
So
good
is that
stuff.
A reasonable price for you?
Not too bad. It's not something I go to regularly, but yeah.
I'd definitely go for the Dole Whip. That stuff is good.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten some.
They were sold out today, which was very sad.
Yeah.
What is Dole Whip?
It's like honestly, the first time I had it was when I was in Disney. Like, that's a lot of times where I found it. And then the St. Louis Zoo has it too. It's like a, almost like sorbet, but it's like soft serve. So I think they have pineapple and they have raspberry. And yesterday when I went, they were giving out free samples and they did a twist of raspberry and pineapple.
Say it's Dole Whip?
Dole, like the fruit company, DOLE.
Oh, okay. Dole Whip?
Yes.
Whip. WHIP.
I looked up Dole Whip. Oh, okay. I see it now.
Have you had that before?
No, not at all. But I get it now.
It's good.
I typed in DOELIP, Dole Whip, and I was like, I don't know.
I don't think that's it.
Talk about
Girl, deer, whip.
Right? There's a deer lip on here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Amy likes some weird shit.
Also, you want to talk about Bad Sisters on Apple TV Plus?
I like it. Well, I liked it to begin with because the first episode they referred to, was it just called The Prick?
Yeah, so I guess, what is the show about?
So the show is about, there's 5 sisters, and one of them is married to this guy that's just an asshole. And obviously the first episode we know he dies. And so each episode after is kind of talking through like all of the other sisters that basically hate him. And the premise of the show is because there are these brothers that own a life insurance company. And apparently he had this large life insurance policy and they don't want to pay out because if they do, they said they're going to go bankrupt. So they're trying to find if there was any reason that they shouldn't pay out the life insurance policy. So they're basically trying to put together a story so that they wouldn't have to pay out the claim.
And one of the brothers is the prostitute from, was it Goodnight Leo Grande?
Good luck.
Good Luck Leo Grande. You remember the one with Emma Thompson that you turned off?
Yeah.
You turned it off?
Yeah.
What was that? You really didn't like that one. It was pretty slow moving, I'm not going to lie.
No, that's the reason why. It was like, I know the premise of this, get this thing going, and she just kept delaying it, and I was like, all right, I'm about to stop.
I'm here to see some fucking, all right, Emma Thompson?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I came here for. You know what this is about, all right?
that's right.
You know what they should have done? They should have done one of those things where you flash back, maybe start off with some sex, and then flash back to how she previously got there to pull me in, and then I'm invested.
Well, so this is what happens during the Bad Sisters is that they keep flashing forward and flashing back, and if you happen to fall asleep or something, then you get confused as to where things are in the movie, whether you're, wait a minute, is this after they killed him? And who killed him?
Right.
We don't know.
And so, like, so far, like, each episode is like, all right, this is my idea on how we're going to kill him. And then you see it not go well at all.
A bunch of failed missions. And each one, it's, like, focused on why each of the sisters hates him.
Yeah.
And, like, how he's trying to, like, fuck with all of their lives. My sister did say she had to turn it off because she was getting some bad ideas. Just kidding.
Amy, stop
know.
making me
I'm sorry.
edit.
Sorry.
So, Matt, you're going to go camping?
Maybe. You know how sometimes the world just lines up. So the other day, the wife was like, oh, yeah, she wants to go camping because like 2 years ago, we went to this spot where not like camping outside. They had like a little cabin, stuff for you to sleep in, but you know, camping shit outside, fishing, doing all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So then yesterday, we was at my son's baseball game. She was like, yeah, we should really go camping before it gets too cold. And I was like, okay, we'll look into it. So then I watched the latest episode of Atlanta, and they go camping. So I was like, maybe do I need to go camping? So have you guys ever gone camping before?
I'm going to assume yes for Amy, mostly because you're white.
I'm sorely offended. I have gone camping.
Oh, what?
I know. So I've gone, well, okay, I'll take that a step back. As an adult, like in my 20s, I camped outside like a time or two because I was broke mostly. As a grown-up with children, I've gone glamping. That's as close as we've gotten to it. It was when we went close to the Grand Canyon, and they have like these huge like tents, but they're basically on like a wooden platform. Like they have a deck, and they actually have like running water and a toilet and everything in there, and like a shower and things. You can hear the coyotes and all sorts of things because it's legit like out in the middle of a desert. So I didn't love it because it was freaking cold in the morning, and I felt like wet. I don't like that. It's like dewy and stuff.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
They have a shower, but like in order, you have to like pull this handle thing to get it to like light up through the water heater that they had hooked up so that you'd have hot water to shower with. But you had to keep it going so that the pilot light would stay. It was not my cup of tea.
Also, outdoors has shitty Wi-Fi.
That is true. That is accurate. I mean, beautiful, I guess, if you didn't have to sleep there. The second night when it pouring rained, and I thought my children that were in like this little teepee tent were gonna get flooded. That wasn't great. So
Yeah, I've never gone camping. I've always thought like, that's some white people shit. But I'm in a part of my life where I am expanding my horizons. So if an opportunity arose to camp, I would camp.
but okay.
Okay, well, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I don't want to do real camping. I would either want to glamp or do the shit you trying to do, Matt, where you're in a cabin.
That's yep. That's
There
where
we
I'm
go.
at.
Yeah. So I was like, I've never seen the benefit
Feel.
of camping like that with a tent and everything like that, being one with nature and everything. Let's just have the best of both worlds. Let's enjoy nature. Let's fish. Let's do all this stuff. But when it's time to lay down, give me a bed, give me some heat, give me some fresh water, stuff like that. This is 2022. We don't have to pretend like we're cavemen right now. Come on, we're better than this.
Right.
We evolved from this for a reason.
I mean, and I will say, even when I did this back, like in my college years, when we would go camping, I insisted on having like the queen size like blow up mattress and things. I wasn't sleeping on the ground or anything. That's nope.
Yeah, but
Hard
you had
pass.
that young back at the time.
I know it didn't matter as much, but even still, I'm still kind of a bitch. I don't want to walk somewhere to pee and have the potential of something biting my ass while I'm going to the bathroom. Not interested.
Girls do have that unfortunate thing of having to really adjust a lot of shit to pee.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Right. But I won't give it a chance for this one. Probably next month. And we'll see how that goes if I ever do this again.
I would really like to hear about that. You should vlog it, put it on social medias. Everything is content, Matt.
Oh, don't worry, because most likely when I do this, I won't be recording that week. So
Yeah.
or I can give you a live stream from me out camping.
We just talked about how outside Wi-Fi is shit.
Truth.
That's true. So I'll just save it for later on for the YouTubes.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. You need to give me those dates because that I don't know if I ever said this on the show, but I need advance notice for when you're not gonna be on the show because we fucking having a musical episode.
Oh yeah, you said that before.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I like how you invite yourself.
Hey, I don't care what happens when I'm not there. Do the musicals. Let's do what's other shit I don't like? Well, musicals. Tuck as much musical shit as you want.
Let's fucking go. So what is? So I'm looking at the outline. And I'm sorry I can't give you a smooth transition. What the fuck is Wall-E/reboot? Like they gonna reboot Wall-E?
No, it's two different shows, and I just didn't know which one I wanted to fucking talk about.
Are you talking about reboot from like that CG animated show from when we were younger?
No.
Oh, you mean the one with Keegan Michael Key?
Yeah.
I got it.
But I put it side to side because I thought by the time we got to this, I would know which one I want to talk about. So I don't feel like talking about both.
Okay.
But fuck it. So yesterday, after I did my homework for the podcast, my son was like, he wants to watch a movie. He wants to watch some kind of anime cartoon movie. And I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. And my go-to movies for, when I say Disney, I don't mean just Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, all that stuff together. My go-to movies are always Wall-E and Bolt. Those are my go-to movies where I can put on.
Let's play that game real quick. What is your go-to animated movie? Amy, can you answer that question off the top, or do you need me to throw something out there?
You start first.
I absolutely love Aladdin. Just the songs hit. Story's a little thin, but we still got something. Love me some 2D animation. I fucks with Aladdin hard.
Not just because Jasmine's in that little like half top thing going on.
That's nice, but
I mean, let's be real. Out of the princesses, she's not quite as irritating. She's a little spicy. I like it.
She's a little spicy. Okay.
I love Princess and the Frog.
Ooh, Amy.
I know.
Don't like that.
No.
Don't like that
I
answer.
like
What?
I like the music. I feel like it gets me a little like pumped, and it's pretty girl powery.
It is?
Uh,
What part?
I mean, Tiana working her ass off for one, and being like, "I'm gonna get shit done." I mean, and who doesn't like a little Mama Odie?
So I like how we are having selective memory of what happens in the beginning of the movie and the end.
The total racism, absolutely.
But we're gonna neglect that whole middle part where she's a frog, and all that shit that they set up in the beginning has nothing to do with the middle, with her specific journey as a
This
character.
is the thing, is that
Man,
this is the background.
Chad, why you letting the truth get in the way of a good story? All right.
It's not even the story. Like, for me, it's the total, like, in the background, because I like the music.
Cause I fucking hate that movie so much. Like, I saw that movie in the theater opening weekend. I was so pumped for it. Don't tell me we're about to get our first black princess, and she's not a princess until the very end of the movie. And then we have this thing was like, okay, sure. We touch on racism as much as we can in a Disney movie, like
don't.
about the the 20s, 30s in America. She's working her ass off. She's trying to grind, cool, but then none of that fucking matters because she turns into a frog.
Right. I don't disagree. The plot line blows. This is about, like, the background. It's my go-to, put it in, because I like the music, and I think a lot of the animation is cool and pretty.
But no, I respect your choice. I apologize for just getting
Shitting on me as soon as I said what I liked.
yeah for getting on my soapbox. I feel like we talked about this earlier today. I need to be better, but oh no, the three of us talked about that pre-show. I need to work on being better in that area.
Yes,
I'm gonna cut most of this now. There will be no evidence of my growth.
But yeah, so I turned this on and I'm watching it. I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I was like, because I always like Wally's one of my favorite movies, and I'm watching it. This shit still hit. I felt so sad for Wally and everything, and Eve and everything. I was like, they're gonna be like, it was all in the fields and everything. This movie is great. So this one, yeah, this movie's amazing, fucking amazing. I love Wally.
Yeah, it's that message too.
Right.
They do reference all of the fat people floating around in Wally all the time. Like, that's pretty much what we're heading for.
Yeah.
Right. And my son stayed for the whole thing, so you know it's good when my son watches the whole movie.
That is very true. I love how, like, I can't remember what you said. You was watching something from our childhood, and he's
Recess.
like, okay. He's like, yeah, okay. All right, you be good, all right?
Right. He's like, all
I'm
right.
out.
This is what I was doing.
Dad.
Okay. Right.
But no, like that comment you just made, Amy, about like the people in the floating vehicles. My cousin, friend of the show, Bree, she was at for her job. They sent her to like a one of those fairs where they try and get college kids to join. And she was telling me about like one of the companies there. It's like a tech startup where they're working on like personal vehicles for people that fly. And I'm like, we're almost there, to also reference Princess and the Frog. And I'm like, interesting. Why? But okay. Gross.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So if you haven't seen it in a while, go check it out. Wally's fire.
All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if my daughter will watch that. I turned on League of Super Pets this morning because I was on a rock high from seeing Black Adam, and I went from this is trash to this is okay to this is trash again. But like, she was in and out. Like, there's parts where she's actually looking at it, and then there's parts where she's like, I'm gonna get my drawing going. And there's other parts where she had her back to it, like playing with her toys. So I'm like, okay, all right.
She also has mixed reviews, obviously. She's like, this is trash, Dad.
Oh no,
I'm saying, speaking of The Rock, so you mentioned earlier how you reached out to that company to give you some free merchandise, right?
Yes.
So I reached out to The Rock, Mr. Johnson, to be on our podcast to promote
That's
Black Adam.
that's very
But I
bold, there,
guess
sir.
Mr. Big Time is too busy for us. He didn't even read it. So
He didn't even look at it.
He
It
left you
Right.
unread.
Unread.
Oh.
That's.
I guess $7 production is too big for the little guy, huh?
Are we gonna have to
So-
blacklist all their movies now?
Nah. I'm just gonna keep DM until he messaged me back. He say he's a man of the people. He does it for the millions and millions of his fans. That's me. That's us.
That is.
He
Us.
should be one to help us. We said
Yes.
we enjoy. Wait, when's the episode drop? Before this,
It came out last week.
we said we enjoy Black
Right.
Black Adam.
Right.
We said we enjoyed it. Now you just can't help us. Think about think what you could do for this small minority-owned podcast, Mr. Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Our small business.
A minute interview with you will help you, because you helping out the little guys will help us. We're gonna have this megastar on there. We can do business, Mr. Johnson, The Rock.
Yes, all of the above. It's a mutually helpful deal.
Beneficial.
That's the word. That's the word. I'm
So-
getting brain tongue tied.
So now I'm thinking about it. Once we get done, I'm about to send them the link to our episode, and I'm like, hey, this is what we said, type of thing. Maybe we can collab, something like that, to get them on.
I like that. Don't actually do that, because at the time of recording, that's not out yet. But yes, I agree.
But yes, once it's out, I'm about to pinpoint and let them know we had good things.
Yes.
Yes, we said good things about him.
Yes. We did not
had to
shit
confront-
on that. Yeah, I think about
Yeah.
it.
Right, I had to make sure that we didn't say that. I don't want to send him the clip and he was like, man, this shit was garbage actually and everything, and he needs to do something different. I gotta make sure we spoke the truth.
Yeah. No. It's the good truth. I was just thinking that I forgot to mention during our review of that movie that they needed to make some edits, because they mentioned the Flash, and they had some imagery of the Flash in that movie, and I'm like, nah, we canceled Ezra.
Oh yeah. But they
And
said,
also-
last thing I read, they said that they still are going through with that movie though.
I know, but they also, the news said that motherfucker might get up to 30 years in jail.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. And also, during the movie, they played a Kanye song, and I'm like, we really can't be rocking this
That's
right
what
now.
when they did that, I was like this is bad timing.
Right. Oh, yeah, I had time to edit this. What y'all doing?
Right?
But one thing I did forget is one thing about The Rock is he gonna keep his people in his circle. The guy who plays College Rock on the TV show Young Rock, that's the one who played
Skinny Rock.
in
His
Black Adam.
son. Which one? Him being skinny or his son?
His son. Not his little son, but
His Shazam son.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just his Shazam son. Yeah, he played him. So I'm like, yeah. So if you work with The Rock, he gonna keep you employed.
You
It's
gonna
kind of like
get yours.
Adam Sandler and
All his
friends.
goddamn friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
Rob
friends
Snyder.
with the wrong people.
I am, Amy.
I mean,
you
right?
You need to be helping. You need to be making sure I get this money out
This
here.
is about who you know, not what you know, Chad. What do I say?
Yeah. Help a brother out. Give me some of this
I
money.
don't know anybody. Like I ain't got no money with Chad and Dan.
So I was hoping to do like a Halloween bonus episode, because before I saw Halloween Ends, but last week I wasted an evening seeing some bullshit that's called Halloween Ends. So it's in the theater and also on Peacock, and I don't know, like these last two Halloween movies, they were like, oh hey, we're taking it back to basics. There's no more magic shit. Like, we've seen the first 8 Halloween movies. We saw how, like, that shit slowly devolved into, like, magic territory. And so this one, like, they went all in on the magic shit. And it's like, where did this come from? Like, this isn't like this doesn't feel like a continuation of the last two movies, and I wasn't here for that shit. Oh well, most people weren't here for that shit. People hate this movie.
Well, you told me not to watch it, so I'm not going to watch it. So spoil it out of and spoil it for me. So what do you mean the magic shit?
So at the end,
Before you say it, would you put this better than Halloween 3?
we love Halloween 3.
Oh wait, we love Halloween 3. I forgot. Other people don't.
Right.
Would you put this up? Okay. That's all I like to see because we love Halloween 3. Okay. Would you put this above? Never mind. Forget what I was saying. Just go ahead.
No. So we enjoyed Halloween 4 because we were like, oh man, that little girl, she's about to be the new Michael Myers. And then in Halloween 5, they pissed all over that. It had those vibes of like, they introduced a brand new character in the beginning of the movie, and like a fucked up situation happened and he accidentally killed a kid. Like, it was really good. And then the movie starts because like the dude went to jail for killing a kid, because even if it was an accident. And so then like 5 years later, and this is like 5 years after the first two movies of this new reboot. And they got this dude, he kind of looks like Harry Potter if he was like a sociopath. And
So you're saying he's not a sociopath? Are you sure?
not Harold James Potter.
Oh,
Yeah.
just checking.
Yeah. And so he gets like accosted by like some high school kids. And so Jamie Lee Curtis, she steps in and helps him. And she takes him to the hospital where her granddaughter works. And dude's been all antisocial and weird. And instantly the granddaughter's like, I want me a piece of this. And so she like, oh, hey, do you have plans for Halloween? He's like, no. Well, I'm going to a Halloween party. You want to go? No, I don't have a costume. Well, I can get you a costume. You still want to go? He's like, no. And like that's like, she's literally pushing herself on him, and he's not wanting that. And I'm like, the whole point was that she is there. Basically, what happens is he finds Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is like in the sewers, and it looks like he's like stuck to the wall because like he's weak, and like the guy brings somebody to Michael Myers for him to kill, and like Michael Myers like gets energy from that, and so him and Michael Myers go on like a very light killing spree to like boost Michael's powers up, and like this element of Michael Myers in this new trilogy just came out of nowhere.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's nothing to really spoil. Like, Michael gets killed, quote, 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 and Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't die in the end. That's, what are we really spoiling? We already knew that. And in like 3 years, we're gonna get another Halloween reboot. We already know what's up.
I'm interested in what the difference is between killing light. Is that how you phrased it?
So it's not a full-on killing spree
killing?
because they only killed like 2 people. Versus in the
like a slaughterhouse.
In the last Halloween movie, people was dying left and right.
Gotcha.
Just a light homicide, not
light
too crazy.
Yeah. It was actually really light on kills, honestly.
Light on kills.
For like a slasher. Yeah.
Feel you.
That's not what we came here for. No. So Thursday, my mom and I took my daughter on a trunk or treat at the mall. And let me tell you, that was a motherfucking time. That was a fucking time. The one that you used to live by.
Okay. I thought she was going to say something like Jamestown.
That doesn't exist anymore. Well, I'll say it's Mid River Mall in Missouri. So it was 6 to 8, and we got there about 6:30, and the line was like wrapped around the parking lot. And I posted on our social media in a story. So if you aren't listening to this episode like the day it comes out, you aren't gonna see it. But my daughter and I, my daughter was what the fuck's his name? Russell from Up, and I was the old man from Up. And yeah, so my daughter, she loves to run. She thinks it's funny to run, you know. and all that shit. So we're on the lot, and she's just losing her goddamn mind because like I'm trying to hold her hand, and she's like, "No, fuck you, I need to run." So my mom's like, "Do you have a stroller?" So I go get the stroller. She's mostly cool until we actually get to the trunks for the candy, and she's like antsy. So I let her down. I let her out, and this girl just bolts. And I'm like,
but you still have that balloon tied to it, right?
I did.
So you know where she's at.
Yeah. So what I did was like I took her hand and like we were running up and down like the open area while my mom pushed the stroller and got the candy. And so it was kind of fun. They had a police motorcycle out there, and like when they would turn the lights on, she would like walk to it like hypnotized like a moth to a flame. So I'm like, that's interesting. Like that's her white side, like trying to walk to the police and shit, you know.
Yeah, no.
But she, you know, when we got around the way, they let my mom put her on the motorcycle, and she seemed to enjoy it. And we were getting to some of the tables. They were like, "Oh man, like you're like the hardest working dad we've seen out here." Cause like by the end of it, everybody knew me and my daughter. Cause like we kept running up and fucking down. So like they knew us, they saw us. And so by the time we were like walking back to the car, she just in chill mode, just calm as fuck in the stroller. I'm like, yeah, cause you did all that goddamn running. But funny enough, she actually did go to sleep when she got in bed. Like she was like had a lot of energy when I was changing her, but like once she got in bed, like she was rolling around a little bit, but like less than 5 minutes later, her ass was in bed, like sleep. So
good.
So we're gonna do one more next week, which time of this recording would be tomorrow. So we'll see how that one goes. Also,
So does she get it that it's like you go and get the
No.
candy? You're completely clueless still.
no, like sometimes. So I got one of those McDonald's candy buckets, and so sometimes she'd hold it. Other times she at one point she knocked it out my hand and spilled the candy out. She's like, I don't do accessories, so she's a lot.
This don't go with my outfit, all right?
Right?
It really
No.
don't. It really don't. But yeah.
She's just looking for those damn patches. The wilderness explorer.
Yes. I need to turn that on for her too to see if she'll watch it. My thing is like she likes music. So
Yeah.
like if it's not a musical, it has a higher chance of her watching it unless it's like really short.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I just want to throw out there that I don't appreciate either of you being good sports. Like I sent you both an article about something we could talk about on the show, and you both slapped me down. There's a politician, I believe in New York, that intentionally released a sex tape to hopefully help his campaign. And I was like, let's watch this sex tape and talk about it. And y'all was like, gross. And I just can't believe you two are this like close-minded.
I don't. Yeah, I just didn't care. I mean, I just didn't like. Once you said it,
No,
I was
thank
like,
you.
that was news to me. And then once I clicked on the article and I seen like the guy and there, so I was like, nothing in this intrigued me because it was just, I want to assume, regular sex. There was nothing too crazy.
Yeah, so I watched part of it, and my biggest complaint is that it's very edited. So like it started off like with the woman being like, you know, my name is blah blah blah. I consent to the sex. I consent to it being recorded. I consent to it being distributed in the various places. Cause you know,
15 minutes of fame.
yeah, and you know, consent is everything.
Consent is
And so like it starts off there kissing. I'm like, okay, this is standard porn, and then it cut and they're naked, and I'm like, no. And then it's like,
I need to see what led up to that. All right?
Right.
Don't be
And
jumping
then-
the gun.
and then like we're kissing naked, and then cut, and then she's sucking his dick, and I'm like, I need to see how we got from here to here. And so it's like cut, and then they're having sex, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
All
This
right.
is not, yeah.
Right.
So-
All right. We're about to go to something different now. Now that's perfect. I was watching something the other day, and I was like, okay, this, and I was fast forward, and they were doing something totally different. I was like, whoa, let me go back. It's like when I'm watching it, like you said, I need to see the transition. We can't just go from we met at the door, next thing you know, we mission it. No, I gotta see how we let up. I can't
Yeah.
jump from Black Adam being a slave, next thing you know, he's with Superman. No, I need to see the pieces in the middle. All right. I need the whole plot. All
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Also, he was compared to looking like Gru, which I couldn't unsee that once I saw him. He totally looks like Gru. Some like 60-year-old black man with some pretty like blonde.
Wait, he was white.
Right, so was
You
Gru.
said black man.
Not black man, sorry. Bald man. Bald. Bald and very white. Probably with a gigantic nose like Gru. And then some woman, like, and he's talking about, like, this is supposed to be, like, sex positivity, but he's talking about, like, sex workers. That's, I don't know. That feels very sex trafficky to me.
How? She was paid for her time.
Exactly. I know lots of
So
women
how
that
was
were
this-
paid for their time.
So is this a Eminem 8 Mile thing where they were going to use the video against them? So I'm about to put this out, or now
No.
he's just trying to use this tape to like explain to me how putting this tape out helps him in his mind.
Because his platform is that he's going to like fight for sex workers. Because there are a lot of laws that are not necessarily anti-sex worker, but not like positive. Like they don't do good things for sex workers. I would say, right?
Okay, so all right. Hey, see, I use sex workers, so I'm going to be good for the sex workers. That's not the same thing. It's like I fuck, like if somebody was like, I fuck black women, so see, I'm going to be good for laws and stuff for black women because I fuck them.
Right.
That's
Right.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the
Right.
same thing.
Correct. So that was the point of this. Like he released it intentionally to show that he is for the sex workers.
Actually, now I'm trying to, now are the sex workers like are they supporting this or what are their thoughts on this?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like I asked you guys what was up, and then I found the sex tape, and y'all was shitting on it, so I just dropped the whole thing.
I don't know any sex workers myself, but if there's any sex workers listening, I would like to know what your thoughts about this are. Are you sure you don't want to be like Drink Champs?
What is that?
Oh, it's a podcast with Nori, and basically he's the one who just had Kanye on there, just to say crazy stuff, just to get listeners. So you don't want to have somebody come on here just to say crazy stuff?
Is that the podcast where he was shitting on George Floyd?
Yeah.
Who was shitting on George Floyd?
Kanye.
Shut up.
No.
Oh, God.
That's why I was like, why are we playing this Kanye song in Shazam? Yeah, I had time to remove this.
Seriously. I just saw the part of the interview with him and what's his name? Chris Cuomo. Where Chris Cuomo's like, are you okay? Like, and then he got all pissy because he was talking about Jewish people.
Oh, yeah. I saw something about that, too.
Also,
I was
isn't he
like,
just going by Ye at this point, not Kanye?
Sure. Who knows?
Normally,
what that crazy fuck's
I
doing.
care about when people change their names and shit, but fuck that. I'll call you whatever. Like, if you was walking down the street and you just seen some random dude being like, yeah, fuck black people, this, and this, people will keep it moving like this. I understand if you agree with him for you to have him on your platform, but like everybody else is, I guess this is with all social media. Why respond to negativity when all you're gonna do is you're getting more views for that person? I don't understand
Right.
that.
I agree.
So like if somebody was like, fuck Matthew, and I was like, all right, now I'll respond. Now everybody's gonna see me respond to this. So now they gotta look up to see what that person said and everything.
Right.
If I wouldn't have said nothing, everybody who follows me wouldn't have known nothing. I still understand everybody keeps condemning him and for all his shit, but every time he says something, they go and talk about it. So you're just going to keep amplifying
Right.
his voice and everything else.
Because he's using the same platform as Trump did. And frankly, a whole bunch of the other like politicians and shit that they say dumb shit and they say it so that people will freak out and then they just get more clicks and more attention.
So where's the line at letting somebody, especially with a platform like Kanye, say crazy shit uncontested, and then also on the other end, you're saying this person said this, let me refute that. Like we can't let people say this crazy shit unchecked.
Well, they're not. But I'm saying the people with the stuff he's saying, people, or you're not checking him just by saying what you're saying is wrong. These people on social media are not responding back to Kanye West. These people are responding back to the videos that they're posting, and like the Nori one on Drink Champs, they're responding back to Nori. And at first he was like, "I got more views after it dropped. I got more views than Monday Night Football." But then he came back and apology once the family said that they might sue them and everything. Now he want to apologize. Then they want to take it down and everything else like that. Is you didn't have to do that. If Kanye wants to, what he said, he bought Parler or whatever shit. If he wants to have his platform where he says whatever he wants, that's perfectly fine. But you getting on here on your thing and your listeners, all you doing is just you spelled that horribly.
Thank you. Thank you for it.
But yeah. But it's
Yeah, you did.
Matt's got me. I fucked up writing Kanye on the outline. I just needed an E.
Yeah, you put A.
It was Kenya.
Oh, I wrote an A?
You could have put Kenya. Would have been like a whole country.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's just my thoughts. Like when I see people that I follow, I'm just like, why are you guys responding to this? But like, and that's not just, it's not just in this situation. It could be anything. It could be like, pick your favorite person who has thousands of millions of followers. You will have somebody with an egg or 10 followers be like, fuck John Travolta or whatever. And he's going to respond back to that person with 16 followers. Why do that? Why respond back to that one person with 16 followers where now people are going to look up to see who this person is or do everything else like that? And I see that constantly from everybody.
No, that I don't like the little clout chasers. Like, you remember back in the day.
You're giving them exactly what they want.
Remember back in the day when Trump had access to Twitter and he posts all this dumb shit. And then like just randos would like post shit in his comments, and it's like, why?
Right.
He's not gonna read that.
No.
Right.
But I
and
think
it's just
also,
people just do it for the likes, for the attention.
They do. But I also think in dealing with like people that are narcissistic or the people that can't be wrong, like I know myself, there are certain times when people will continue to say things that are just bullshit, and to a point you can't argue with them. You just leave it.
That's very true.
Right.
It's more unhealthy because it bothers you more than it bothers them. They know they're full of shit.
Well, actually, if they're a narcissist, they don't.
They don't know they're full of shit. But there's nothing that you're going to say that's going to change their mind.
Right. So it's like you're talking to a wall.
Correct.
Right. And the thing where I see is like sports wise, where like you have a sports person would be like, fuck Patrick Mahomes, and then Patrick Mahomes will respond back and they be like, oh, I know you, I can see it, I love you, bro, blah 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 blah, because they're doing it for attention or they're just saying shit. And once they respond back, then it's going to be all love and everything else like that. So why give this negativity attention?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the whole thing, right? Like in a lot of situations, like we could talk so much shit about like someone, but if they actually confront you, then like you're like, oh wait, I didn't actually want real confrontation.
Right.
Right. People just be spotting off at the mouth, and you need to be able to. If you will say some stuff, you need to
back it up.
Back it up.
And I'm not even saying that like on some celebrity shit, you know, like
right.
Yeah. I don't know. Man.
Right, because even though I kept you talking about The Rock and everything and how much I like his movies and I want him, but if he listens to some old podcast and he was like, remember you said that I look the same in 4 of my movies. That is true. 2 things can be true. People love Jumanji. People love these other ones, but you play the same thing in all these movies.
Yeah, you are the yes. Yes. No range, sir, but you're extremely likable.
Right. Charismatic. I mean, and plus he has a niche. It's like just like falls into the Kevin Hart thing where they got their roles and they fit perfectly and they got their fan base. Everything's
Yeah.
not for everything or everybody. And he's
That's very
playing to
true.
his demographic or his fans. So it works out.
Yeah. But all right, let's keep this train going. This week we discuss Freaky.
That's me, Millie. My life was pretty normal until the night I switched bodies with a serial killer.
Hello? Oh my god, why do I sound like that?
Freaky, right?
So, Amy, how would you describe this movie?
This was very much like Freaky Friday style, like Lindsay Lohan, like switching bodies, body swap type thing, but
Slightly less racism.
slightly less racism. I mean, was it though?
It was. When's the last time you seen? I'm sorry to interrupt your description. When's the last time you saw Lindsay Lohan's Freaky Friday?
Oh, it's been probably at least a decade or two.
Matt, have you seen it?
Same. I haven't seen it in years. So when you said racist, I was like, I don't remember that.
I know. I don't
Do
either.
you remember how they Freaky Friday? Like what? What
Oh,
triggered it?
now I'm remembering.
No, I don't remember how they did it.
They went to a
They went to a
Chinese
Chinese
restaurant,
restaurant.
and the Chinese grandma that speaks barely any English, she saw that there was some strife in this white family, and so she did some ancient Chinese magic to make them see each other from the other's perspective.
That's right.
All right, hold on. I'm about to derail this whole conversation. This got me thinking of something else.
Okay.
So I realized us. When I say us, U.S. thing. Some stuff that we find or think or deem racist, the culture that it's affecting doesn't see that as racist.
Yeah.
Cause there was some people in kimonos and things like that, and white people and everything, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like how they have kimonos and like they have the stuff in their hair. And then I asked my wife, and she's like, oh no, that's great. She's like, she's glad that they're embracing their culture and everything else like that. It's real nice and pretty. But like me, I was like, I don't like how they was doing that.
No, same. I'm 100% with you. I don't know. It's just that with that specifically, like, why does grandma know like magic and shit? Like, what is happening here? Like, why is it ancient Chinese magic?
Maybe it's ancient Chinese magic.
And then, have either of you seen Ghost with Swayze and Demi
And
Moore?
Whoopi Goldberg years ago, but yes.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg is like Haitian or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like spiritual, like she's got magic and shit.
Yeah, but isn't she more... So, was she magic or was she like
She wasn't like
a psychic?
That. Well, you're connected.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's necessarily like because of the... it's been too long since I've seen it. Like, were they tying it into the cultural thing, or is it like this is just a special gift? Like, I didn't remember her.
That played a good part into it, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
Again, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, it made me think of it when you were just talking about The Rock having the same character. I will say that much, like Vince Vaughn, this was a different character for him.
Very much so.
Because he always, very similar to The Rock, has always been kind of the same person, right?
Yeah. Like,
in like
average,
every movie that he's been.
Average guy.
Average Joe, kind of funny, like quick-witted.
Yes.
And I mean, he still was in this, kind of, but differently.
But I got us all the way off. Please describe this movie, Amy.
I mean, it was pretty quick with the kill stuff. I felt like it had a little bit of like a final...
No, not your review.
Oh, sorry.
Describe this movie to someone.
Okay. This is a body swap slasher movie with a little bit of teen angst mixed in.
Okay. Sure. I didn't look up the IMDb because I was lazy. So, but yeah, pretty much. So before we actually talk about,
Wait, you're not gonna ask me?
He doesn't care what you think.
all right, what describe the movie, Matt?
It's Freaky Friday meets Halloween.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So before we talk about, the three of us talk about our impressions of this movie, you watched this movie with one of your daughters, Amy.
Yes.
Can you tell me what she thought of it? Because she'd never seen it before, right?
No, she hadn't. So I watched it with the almost 13-year-old. She was okay with. So she doesn't. All right, I should preface this with, this one and myself don't generally like the horror movies. She missed the first part, which I was kind of thankful for, because that was kind of the raunchy sex scene that happened in the beginning.
That sex scene was like 3 seconds.
It was 3 seconds, but I still didn't want to have to explain a whole lot to her.
She knows what sex is. She's seen TV.
She has. There are some things that I feel like she might know, and then there are some things that I'm like, ooh, if you don't know this, do I want to explain it to you?
Fair enough.
Because I feel like you're going to ask me the question.
Fair enough.
And anytime my kids ask me questions, I will answer them. But I'm usually like, ooh, you sure you want to know how this works? I mean, I got very much, and she kind of agreed, very much of like a Final Destination feel to it, in that like it was like completely weird, like random ways. Like he took a friggin' tennis racket and like stabbed both parts of the, and I was like, huh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
They did point out, which I can appreciate, some of like the sexism stuff, that he's like, God, this body is useless, and I'm kind of like, yeah. It sucks not having, like, you know,
all that man strength.
Some of the man strength. Well, you know this about me. Like, it pisses me off if I can't do something, like, myself. Like, if I'm trying to unhook, like, a hose part and I can't frickin' get it, if I hand it to somebody, or, like, the lid to a container, and they're like, bloop, here you go, it makes me mad. So, sometimes I don't like it pointed out that, like, oh, testosterone, man, I can do these things because I'm strong. You have boobs.
I like
so
that voice.
You can't. Yeah.
That's her man voice.
My man voice.
So she missed the sex.
She missed the sex. She thought it was decent. So did I. But it was a little like, there were some definitely like gruesome parts because it's a slasher movie. Mm-hmm. Like there were some pieces that she and I both were like, oh, but that was pretty much, it was fine.
It was fine.
She was stressed, she said in a couple of parts, that she was getting nervous close to the end. Like, are they going to swap? Of course they're going to swap back.
Yeah, okay, so I will say, jumping to the end, I felt like that scene was unnecessary where he, the boy, we're just going to call him the boyfriend. Mm-hmm. He set the clock 5 minutes later.
Booker.
So like it was 5 minutes to midnight and the timer went off. And then they're like, oh no. And I'm like, why is this a thing in the movie? Like, it's not like they were still looking for him and like they needed that extra 5 minutes. They had him captured.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, what was the point of that callback?
I don't know. There was some definitely edited scenes that could have been taken out. There were some good jump scares. I will say that there was a couple of good.
But overall, I liked the movie. Like, I liked how like her sister was a cop. Mm-hmm. I could not wait until we got to the Freaky Friday part, because like when you watch her have a day in school, I'm like, nah, baby girl, like you letting all these people walk over you. You need to buck up. So like when it's the killers in your body, that's what I want to see, because it's like, nah, I can't let none of this shit stand. No teacher is gonna fucking talk to my goddamn child like that. Like, you over here, like, literally, like, mentally abusing this fucking little girl, man. Appreciate the glow up. I posted a clip from the movie when that kid grabbed her ass and she's like, you know, your touch makes this pussy drier than sandpaper. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I did like that.
I really liked the movie. I loved the the gay sidekick and the black sidekick.
True.
Even though they were especially the young gay boy was troping that shit like a motherfucker. My only thing is like I do wish that this movie would have came out like what would have been made at least a year later, like where COVID exists and so we wear masks. Because I'm like, how you gonna hide Vince Vaughn's big ass face and shit?
Right?
And if we lived in a time of face masks, it would have been all good.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. What did you think, Matt?
I enjoyed it when all I knew about this was like Freaky Friday slasher. So I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, this is some, B-level stuff at the beginning. And then Vince Vaughn, big ass, come out here. And I'm like, what's going on here? Is this a serious role he's doing? But it's really, no, it's still Vince Vaughn.
It's not.
He's just killing now. And then
That's
like
right.
his whole, when he swaps the body, his whole voice and like how he's got to mimic a teenage girl. It was better than it was better once they swapped bodies. That's when it picked up for me. Like it was kind of paint by numbers up until there. But once they switched bodies, honestly, I was rooting for him, just like you said, to where the bullies and everything. When now he started like killing the people that was mean to the girl, mean to
Millie.
Millie. Mm-hmm.
Millie, yeah, mean to Millie. But then like I felt, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm wrong, where when she went to the woodshop teacher and I thought there might be he might be on some sexual things when she like put the jacket on and stuff. But no, he was an asshole to her, period. There was no sexual thing or whatever like that. He just did not like her. But like it was never really why he hated her that much. I know they kept saying that she was late, but he was just didn't like her for whatever reason.
Some people just shouldn't be teachers.
Truth.
Right. But yeah. Honestly, what was your guys' thoughts about him kissing Vince Vaughn?
I was like,
The boyfriend,
whoa.
Booker.
I was like, oh shit, we actually doing this. Okay.
Yeah. I was a little like, I mean, it's going to feel different, like when they're switched. It also gave me, what was the name of that movie with Rob? It was Rob Reiner, not Rob
Rob
Reiner.
Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Thank you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There was he switched places with a girl like in high school.
The hot chick.
The hot chick.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So that was also like kind of came to mind when I was watching it too. I got a lot of, I mean, because Rob Schneider's kind of silly, funny like that too. Like his persona of like what a teenage girl was like at times.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
No. Wait a minute. There's a movie that I've seen that you haven't?
I'm not a big Rob Schneider person.
Really?
Really? I mean, he's like from his era of SNL. That's not really who I would really follow. I'm not even talking about like Adam Sandler.
Are you shaming me right now, Chad?
No, I'm just saying like that's like his claim to fame. Unless you want to talk
True.
Deuce Bigelow, like from
No,
the cast
Bigelow?
of Deuce Bigelow, like like no, like yeah, I'm good on Rob Schneider. I'm kind of good on David Spade, honestly. Like all those lower tier, that era of SNL, though that level of Adam Sandler friends.
Well, again,
no.
I was just gonna say he's like an Adam Sandler friend, which means he winds up in a bunch of the movies.
Yes, he makes sure
He's a
that
reg.
his bills are paid. Yes, yeah.
Correct. But yeah, that was kind of my, like as I was watching it, I got a little bit of the hot chick vibes for sure, but with killing.
But with killing, I don't know. Like some of the kills I felt like were like a little too ridiculous. Like when he froze that mean girl. Like what the fuck was that machine in the school?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a cryo chamber.
Yeah, like what? Like y'all
Who has
fucking
that?
y'all time traveling and shit in high school. Like what is this?
Because this movie
Maybe.
came out in 2020, right?
Yeah, meaning they filmed it in 2019. So
I know athletes use that.
I thought they had the ones where their head was sticking out.
Well, yeah, but like I've never seen one where they like the whole body goes in. Yeah, that was the first time. Normally they had their head sticking out. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, that's why I was like, that's weird.
It's
And
been a long
also
time since I've been in high school. I didn't know that they have those kinds of
that
contraptions.
it would let it go that get that cold. But I'm not trying to put real logic into this. It's just like that
Right.
threw me off because I was like, what the fuck is that machine?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought it was really funny when Vince Vaughn, when Millie as Vince Vaughn was trying to convince her friends that it was cool, and Vince Vaughn was all like, "If I was really a bad guy, would I put my weapon down and they still attacked him?" And I was like, "Yeah, that don't always work."
Okay, Chad. Say if
Ooh.
you got swapped with a killer, and you're trying to convince me that it's actually you, what would I need to? What would I need to? What are the questions that you think that I would ask you? Because I'm like, if you got swapped with somebody, I don't know what question I would ask you to know 100% it was you.
You would ask me stuff that we couldn't talk about on air.
Do you know questions you would ask me?
Yeah, I would ask you some things related to your time in the Navy. Some of the real things that you did for our country, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. What questions would you ask Amy? Do you have any questions for her?
What would I ask Amy to ensure that it was her? Oh, you know what I would do? I would I would offer to help her, and I'd be like, "Oh, let me help you." And if it was really Amy, she'd be like, "Fuck no, I don't need your help."
True story. No, I got this.
Yeah,
I'm good.
that's
All right,
that's
Amy,
it.
what would you ask Chad?
Oh. I'd ask Chad probably something about the car that he wants.
Ooh. Oh. Those that really know me know that I really want that car.
Is it the one you told me when I was there?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to zoom
Nah,
out here.
There was a 5-year plan.
That was a
Yeah, I don't
5-year
wanna-
plan, and it got ruined.
I don't want to say it on the air just in case you do get
I
a
know.
body
This
swap.
is the whole thing. Now
Yeah.
it's going to be
Yeah, right.
ruined. It's like saying your
Right.
PIN number.
What do you guys think the Rotten Tomato score was on this movie?
I get mid, so we'll go with like 60.
I was going to go 72.
So I want to preference. This has 245 reviews with an 83%.
Oh, good job.
80% audience score.
Nice.
All right, yeah, it was enjoyable.
All right, so I don't normally do these often because I usually do this kind of trivia question when I'm feeling lazy, because it's kind of like obvious what the right answer is, but I put a lot of thought into this one. True or false? So this is a true or false question. In 2013, Vince Vaughn starred in a movie called Delivery Man, where he played a man that fathered over 500 kids through donations to a fertility clinic. True or false? One of the children was played by Catherine Newton, the actress that played Millie.
I'm
True.
going to go false.
I appreciate you guys covering the spread. I feel like this needs to be in the new era of the show. Cover the goddamn spread. Matt, you're wrong.
Yes.
That's
Love
bullshit. But yeah, I feel like that was a good one to just like, that could be right, that might not be right. Who knows?
Right.
All right, I got a couple things of trivia dump here because I was
Wait, pause real quick.
okay.
I don't remember right now. They're showing a trailer to Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
This never happened.
What?
Like American jets coming in there and him fighting him, and they're telling him to get down.
Oh, that got cut because there were too many complaints that it was too similar to Iron Man. Because
Oh, okay.
the movie was cribbing so many scenes from Marvel movies.
Okay, yeah. I just watched that, and like the pilot is like this, and he just like that was okay. That was not in that shit at all. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Vince Vaughn's fall during the auditorium chase was accidental and not scripted. Vince Vaughn slipped on the fake plant that was knocked over, and he lost his balance, but he continued the scene. The original name of the movie was Freaky Friday the 13th. The director proposed a crossover with the movie Happy Death Day called Freaky Death Day. At the football game, Booker's last name is Strode, which is a reference to Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween. The director said in the commentary that he couldn't get approval to use various search engines and products, but Grindr was completely fine with using a version of the app in the movie as long as the character using it was over 18. Matt, do you know what Grindr is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you chuckled, so I assume you know, Amy.
I know what it is.
It is. It's a dating app. Let's say that. Last thing, Vince Vaughn told the stunt driver to actually hit him with the car when he was crossing the street early in the film. The director said Vaughn said he could take the hit, and he did. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy. True story. My sister's friend Anne actually met Vince Vaughn, and he was very nice downtown in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he from Chicago?
He is from Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does seem like somebody that you would who would be
He was
nice
at like
in
a
real
Barnes
life.
and Noble, and she was
Right.
like, "Oh my gosh!" She said really is gigantic.
Does anybody know if he's married with any kids? I'm just curious.
I thought he was married, but I don't know that he has any kids.
Let's see.
Says he's 52, 6'5". He's had a wife since 2010 named Kayla, and they have 2 kids.
Look at that.
Well, he has 2 kids. I don't know if they are kids with him. But yeah, that wraps things up for this week. I want to thank you so much for coming back on for your 3rd appearance, Amy. You're riding solo this go round. So how does that feel? How did that feel?
It was great.
It was just great, huh?
I have my own screen and everything this time.
Look at you.
I
Look
know.
at you.
It's like a big screen.
we're-
'Cause I know.
We're so slowly graduating you.
I know. I'll be running this place in another couple of episodes. It's gonna be great.
We'll have you and Rachel collaborate on future episodes. How about that?
We could do some of the theater stuff.
Yes, handle all of that stuff.
You're welcome.
Maybe we will. Matt is running the show next week. I'll be here, but it's Matt's show. What are we doing, Matt?
I don't want to lie to the viewers. I like to keep it 100 with them, like the kids say. I have not thought about what this is going to be. I'll figure it out sometime this week. But what I'm thinking about, whenever Chad's not here, I like to go.
Well, I will be. I will be here. I will be here. It says you're leading the charge.
Well, when I'm in charge, I like to go old school. So I will figure out some old school movie that we can do. Most likely black. We can do some Harlem Nights or anything, but I haven't really put too much thought into it. But I'll figure it out. Make something good for you guys. Cook up something nice.
All right. I look forward to it. I have no idea what's happening. All I'm going to do is watch a movie at some random time this week. Matt's probably going to make me watch this movie the day before we fucking record, because he's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's a thing we do every single fucking week for the last year and a half. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can drink your kombucha while you're doing it so your tummy doesn't get upset.
Hey, look, like I said, I am a changed person after my time in California.
Yeah.
So, I will be drinking kombucha and meditating while doing yoga. So,
Like it.
and drinking and driving an electric car, because that's what you do in California.
I agree.
So thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Used to Talk About This at Work. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod.
And like always, I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.